Number 1. Buick Y-Job. Hey everyone, welcome back. So this one is really interesting, because Buick is digging deep into its history for this comeback. The 2026 Buick Y-Job is being talked about as a modern revival, inspired by the very first concept car ever made. And honestly, that alone makes it special. This isn't just another retro name slapped on a random vehicle. It feels like Buick is trying to turn a piece of automotive history into something that actually fits today's world. Before we get into the good stuff, quick favor. If you enjoy hearing about future cars, classic revivals, and where the industry might be headed, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and you'll stay up to date as more of these unexpected revivals start popping up. Now let's talk design, because that's where the Y-Job really stands out. The original Y-Job was all about elegance and innovation, and the 2026 version is expected to reflect that, with a sleek, flowing shape rather than aggressive muscle car lines. Think smooth curves, a low and wide stance, modern LED lighting, and subtle chrome accents that nod to Buick's luxury roots. It's less about shouting for attention and more about quiet confidence, the kind of car that looks expensive without trying too hard. Under the hood, the buzz points toward a hybrid powertrain, which actually makes a lot of sense for Buick. This isn't meant to be a tire-shredding monster. It's about smooth power delivery, refined performance, and efficiency. The hybrid setup would allow for quiet electric cruising around town, with gas power stepping in when you want a bit more punch. It's the kind of driving experience that feels relaxed but still capable, which fits the Y-Job name perfectly. Interestingly, there are also hints that the new Y-Job could feature some light off-road or all-road capability. Nothing extreme, but enough to handle rough pavement, gravel roads, or bad weather comfortably. That could mean adjustable ride height, multiple driving modes, and a suspension tuned for comfort without feeling floaty. Basically, a luxury cruiser that isn't afraid to leave perfect asphalt behind. Inside, the cabin is expected to be where the Y-Job really shines. Buick is known for comfort, and the 2026 Y-Job should blend retro-inspired design with modern tech. Expect a clean digital dashboard, soft-touch materials, ambient lighting, and seats designed for long, relaxed drives. It's all about making the interior feel calm, upscale, and inviting. Very different from the loud, aggressive vibe of older performance cars. As for pricing, the Y-Job would likely sit above Buick's mainstream lineup, positioned as a premium or halo-style vehicle. Not unreachable, but definitely aimed at buyers who want something unique, stylish, and historically meaningful. When you compare it to the original Y-Job, the mission feels the same, even if the technology is totally different. The original was meant to show what the future could look like. And if Buick gets this right, the 2026 Y-Job could do exactly that all over again. Number 2. Toyota RAV4. You've got to see what Toyota is doing with the 2026 RAV4. It feels like one of those rare updates that actually changes the whole game for a model we've all known for years. If you've ever thought the RAV4 was great, but wondered what it could be when it grows up a little, well, this next generation is exactly that. Alright, so first thing you'll notice with the 2026 RAV4 is the fresh new look. Toyota's really pushed a sharper, more modern design here. It keeps that rugged SUV vibe we all love, but the lines are cleaner. The stance feels wider and more confident, and elements like the LED lighting and chiseled bodywork give it a more premium feel. Toyota calls some of this its hammerhead design language, and honestly, it gives the RAV4 a bit more personality without going over the top. But what's under the skin is probably the bigger story. Toyota has gone all in on electrified powertrains for this generation. No more pure petrol engines. That means every RAV4 you see for 2026 will be either a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. The standard hybrid setup pairs Toyota's proven 2.5-litre engine with electric motors for strong and efficient everyday performance. You're looking at around 226 horsepower in front-wheel drive and 236 horsepower in all-wheel drive, which is a nice bump over before. And for those who want a little more oomph, the plug-in hybrid hits up to 320 horsepower and about 50 miles of electric-only range, plus DC fast charging on select trims. Now, speaking of trims, Toyota didn't just make one flavor of this thing. The 2026 RAV4 lineup is super versatile. You've got the everyday core models, which are practical and comfy for daily driving, Then there's the Woodland, which brings more rugged, off-road friendly flair. Think raised roof rails, all-terrain tires, and a tougher look that's perfect if you actually take your SUV on dirt roads. And for drivers who want a sportier edge, there's even a new GR Sport trim tuned in part by Toyota's Gazoo racing team, with performance-oriented suspension and styling cues that make it feel more dynamic. Inside, the 2026 RAV4 keeps getting better. Toyota's updated the cabin with a more tech-savvy layout, big digital displays, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a refreshed multimedia system that responds quicker and feels more modern. There's also more thoughtful storage, better connectivity, and safety tech, like Toyota Safety Sense 4.0 standard across the range. One thing a lot of people love about the RAV4 has always been its utility, and you don't lose that here either. Cargo space stays practical. The rear seats fold flat easily for big hauls, and even with the new electrified hardware, Toyota has optimized the interior to feel roomy and purposeful. Pricing hasn't been officially announced everywhere yet, but early estimates point to a starting spot in the low to mid $30,000 range for the base hybrid, with the plug-in and sportier trims climbing up from there. Considering everything you get, that seems like pretty solid value for what's shaping up to be one of the most complete compact SUVs on the market. Number 3. Toyota Rush. I'm really excited about what Toyota is doing with the 2026 Toyota Rush. This little SUV is getting a full refresh that makes it feel like a proper next-level family crossover, and it might just be one of the most underrated rides of the year. If you're into SUVs that balance practicality, everyday comfort, and a hint of adventure, this is definitely one to watch. Okay, so first impressions with the 2026 Rush are pretty striking. Toyota has given it a sharper, more confident look that keeps the SUV vibe, but feels modern rather than just familiar. The front end is bold with sleek LED lighting and a grille that looks tougher than before, giving it a presence on the road that really stands out compared to the older model. From the side, you still get that tall, upright SUV look, but with cleaner lines that flow into a sporty rear end. Toyota seems to be blending rugged and refined in a way that feels fresh. Now, while Toyota hasn't gone all in on hybrid power for the Rush yet, the model stays true to its roots with a 1.5-litre petrol engine that's tuned for everyday driving and decent fuel efficiency. Perfect for families, city life, or weekend getaways. Don't expect a high-power sports SUV here, but what you do get is reliable performance that's well matched to the size and character of the vehicle. One thing that's always impressed people about the Rush is its off-road friendliness for its class. It may not be a hardcore trail machine, but Toyota has given it good ground clearance and a rugged enough chassis that you can tackle gravel roads, light trails, and rougher surfaces with confidence. That's the kind of versatility families love, whether it's beach trips, mountain drives, or just climbing out of the city on dirt roads. Step inside and the updates continue. The 2026 Rush interior feels more modern and well thought out than before. Toyota's added a bigger touchscreen infotainment system with smartphone connectivity like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you're plugged in right from day one. There's also better seating comfort and smart use of space, which is a big deal since the Rush still offers 7-seat capacity, something you don't always see in this class of SUV. Pricing for the 2026 Rush varies by market, but across regions it's positioned as a strong value proposition, offering a lot of tech and practicality without pushing into crazy high price tags. Whether you're looking at the base models or the better equipped trims, Toyota seems to be giving buyers flexibility in how they spec their SUV without surprising them at the checkout. So compared to past RAV4 sized but smaller SUVs, this 2026 Rush feels like a real evolution. It's not just a facelift, it's a step forward in design, comfort, and everyday utility, while keeping that dependable Toyota character we all know. It's the kind of SUV that feels ready for both daily commutes and family adventures, and that's a combo that's hard to beat. Let me know what you think. Are you into the refreshed 2026 Toyota Rush look? Or would you rather see Toyota push it even harder with electrification? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Number 4. Dodge Polara. I've got to tell you, the automotive world might just be getting one of the coolest surprises of the year. Dodge seems to be reviving one of its classic names, with the 2026 Dodge Polara. And from what we've seen so far, this thing looks like a genuine blend of heritage and future-focused performance. For fans of American performance cars, this could be one of the most intriguing releases of 2026. Let's talk design, because the Polara's styling is already turning heads. Imagine classic American muscle proportions, long hood, strong shoulders, and that low planted stance Dodge is known for, but wrapped in a look that feels modern and purposeful. From teasers and concept visuals, the exterior seems to mix retro inspiration with contemporary cues. Bold LED lighting, a wide grille that says power, and body lines that give it attitude without being over the top. It's the kind of design that'll make you do a double take, even in a crowded parking lot. Now let's talk what's going on underneath. Unlike the old Polaras of the 60s and 70s, which were all big V8s and raw power, the 2026 Polara is expected to embrace a modern hybrid powertrain setup. That doesn't mean it's going soft, far from it. The idea here is to use electrification to boost torque, responsiveness and efficiency, while still keeping that thrilling acceleration muscle car fans crave. Early visuals and discussions point to serious horsepower potential, paired with a smooth, refined delivery that feels right at home on both the highway and back roads. But here's a twist that I think is really cool. This Polara might not just be about pavement. Rumor and concept talk suggests it could have mild off-road capabilities too. Not hardcore overlanding, but enough capability to tackle rough surfaces, gravel roads, and all-weather driving without batting an eye. That's part of what makes this generation feel genuinely capable. Versatile enough for daily life, weekend adventure, or cruising with friends. Step inside, and you'll notice that Dodge isn't leaving the interior behind in the retro era. The cabin looks like a blend of classic character and forward-thinking tech. Expect large digital displays, intuitive controls, premium materials, and seating that feels both comfortable and purposeful. You're looking at a space that's meant to feel high-end, tech-savvy, and enjoyable for long drives, not just weekend blasts. Now let's talk pricing. And while nothing official is out yet, early speculation puts the 2026 Dodge Polara in a range that feels competitive for what it's offering. With hybrid performance, a stylish design, and plenty of tech, it's shaping up as a compelling choice for drivers who want something different from the usual muscle car or sporty sedan crowd. Number 5. Chevrolet Chevelle guys. I don't know about you, but when I hear Chevrolet Chevelle, I instantly think of classic American muscle. Long hood, wide hips, and that raw attitude that defined an era. Well, rumor has it, the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle is preparing to bring that legend back. And from what we've seen, this could be one of the most exciting muscle car revivals in years. Let's talk design, because that's where this car already feels special. The 2026 Chevelle is shaping up to echo the iconic looks of the 70s originals, with that long, sculpted hood, aggressive front grille with the classic SS badge, and those retro-inspired LED headlights that pay homage while still feeling modern. It's a bold stance, muscular fenders, wide track, and aerodynamic refinement that makes this feel like a muscle car built for today's roads, not just a throwback. Now, here's the twist, and this is where it gets really interesting for performance fans. The 2026 Chevelle isn't just about straight gasoline power anymore. It's expected to come with a hybrid-assisted V8 setup, pairing a modern 6.2-litre V8 with electric support to deliver over 600 horsepower while improving efficiency and throttle response. It's like muscle car tradition meeting modern performance tech, raw power with a smarter edge. Some people might be thinking muscle cars shouldn't be hybrids, but this approach lets the Chevelle feel explosive off the line while still being a bit kinder at the pump. And trust me, that instant electric torque mixed with a V8 raw, that's a combo I'm seriously here for. Now, you might be wondering if a muscle car like this has any off-road capability at all. Look, this isn't going to be a Jeep Wrangler Challenger, but the design and chassis hints suggest Chevy isn't afraid to make it a bit more versatile than your average classic. With adaptive suspension and customizable driving modes, it's easy to imagine the Chevelle being comfortable on twisty back roads or cruising long highway trips, essentially everyday usability with a muscle heart. Step inside, and the interior is another place where old meets new. You're looking at a cabin that hints at vintage charm, maybe throwback-style cues or retro-inspired digital gauges. But wrapped in today's tech with large infotainment screens, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, premium leather seating, and ambient lighting that feels upscale but still driver-focused. It's muscle car nostalgia blended with modern comfort, and that's the kind of mix that'll make both classic fans and new buyers happy. As for pricing, nothing official's been announced yet, but industry chatter suggests it might start somewhere in the mid to $50 and to $65,000 range for early trims, with higher-end or performance variants going up from there. Considering what you're getting, killer design, hybrid augmented power, modern tech, that looks like solid value in today's performance car market.